Hello and welcome to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle, 5th generation, and you versus my bestest pal, but not really, Jacob, because friends don't work that way. So he sends out his boulder and I go out to my Cradilly, and I predict him to just set up some rocks first, so I go for this Toxic straight away to break his sturdy so I don't have to worry about that thing later. I set up some rocks of my own and then he earthquakes me. It's not going to do a bunch of damage because Cradilly, with no nickname, is pretty bulky. And all my Pokemon have no nicknames because I'm uncreative. Now right there I saw the leftovers, which I was wondering why, because Eviolite would probably be the way to go. Switches out to the Rapidash, probably predicting the Giga Drain, but I just go for the Rock Slide and kill that thing, seeing as so I do not have the Giga Drain. He sends out his Samurats, and I can't really touch that thing, and I was predicting the Mega Horn, which is super effective, I do believe, so I send out my Girder, which has Eviolites, physically bulky, and resistant, but that does about half, a little less than half damage, which was not good. Now right there, I made a misplay, big misplay. I went for the Bulk Up instead of the Drain Punch, which is bad, seeing how much damage a resisted Mega Horn did, and that it's Life Orb. So I go for the Mach Punch, get a crits, but he is able to kill me off with a 90% accuracy Aqua Tail. And whenever Jacob uses these sketchy accuracy moves, it always kills, it always hits. So right there I get another useless crit with the Fake Out, and he sends out his Regice. Now I just wanted to see how much damage I could do with Last Resort, seeing as it's like boosted stab with Silk Scarf, and I didn't know that he had the Focus Miss. Well, it's practically Aura Sphere if Jacob is using it, so I do go down, but Delcatty was able to bring that down to red health. Now I misclicked right there, and I went for the Reflect instead of the Light Screen, which kind of mattered, but not really. So he goes for the Ice Beam, and he brings me down to about a third of health, maybe a little less, maybe a fourth health, and I just kill that thing off with a Psychic. Sends out his Cacturne, my only attack move being Psychic. I can't really do anything to that thing, and this Cacturne gives me hell. I was predicting the Sucker Punch, and I predicted right, so I went out into my Golduck so I could Encore that thing and set up as many Calm Minds as I want, unless he switches out and decides to be a party pooper. So he does decide to poop my party, and he sends out his Braviary, and I was worrying about this thing because if it's Scarfed it will be faster, so I set up a Calm Mind on the switch, but I see that he has leftovers. I'm like, that's kind of strange. I mean, Scarfed Braviary would be much better. I hit the Hydro Pump, and that thing goes down to +1 and stab and all that goodness with Life Orb, Recoil, and whatnot. And he sends back his Cacturnes, and I go for the Hydro Pump, but he has the flippin' Water Absorb. Not cool, Jacob, not cool. He goes for the sub, gets a free sub, and I can't do anything. My attacking moves being, Psychic and Hydro Pump, so I just Encore him into a substitute. My Light Screen wears off, but that doesn't really matter, seeing as he doesn't have any more special attackers. So I send out my Electros, and start sending up some coils, I do believe, after some leftover shenanigans. He goes for the substitute. Well, he already has a sub, and I don't really want to break it because I could set up for free. Now, I could have just, like, killed him with substitutes, but it does wear off, and he is able to get Swords Dance up, which is pretty bad for me. So he's at +2, but I predict him going for the Sucker Punch, and I go for the substitute. Now, my plan here was to just kind of out-predict his Sucker Punches and kind of stall him out of PP, so he only has Needle Arm left. And so I set up a second coil, I do believe, with my Electros, but he is able to break my sub with the Needle Arm, but I am able to get off a Frustration on him because this thing is frustrating me like heck. I don't like it. And it brings it down to yellow health. Probably in it is in 2-hit KO range. Hits me with the Needle Arm, but he gets the flippin' flinch. So much hacks in this game. I don't like it. So, I just keep my Electros out to go die in a hole because he is no longer useful to me. He's slow as shat, and he is at low health. So he just dies from this Cacturne. I send out my Gothitelle to kind of paralyze that thing, because my Pokemon are kind of slow. And my only attacking Pokemon is Cradilly, so I was fearing that it would be... this Cacturne would be faster than my Cradilly, so I paralyzed it. And I set up a Needle Arm so I could kind of stall it out. And it does kill off my Gothitelle with a +4 stab Needle Arm. For the Rock Slide here, hoping to get a flinch, but even better, I get a crit. Not sure if that mattered, probably did, but lots of things mattered in this game. So much hacks. So right here, he sends out his last Pokemon, which is his lead. I know who would say their last lead. Their lead for the last Pokemon. So I just decided to Toxic Stall that thing out with Recover and shenanigans. So, yeah. And I go for the Stealth Rock to kill that thing. And until next time, toodaloo.